Good morning, everybody. It is the end of August 2016, and I've just arrived at school for my first day back to get ready for my new class. This is my room. I just thought I would do a quick before and after. I'm very lucky to have the mezzanine classroom overlooking the library. Last year I had a group of grade 7s in here. This year I have a 6-7 combined grade. And this is what I've just walked into. For me, this is a bit of a disaster, but let's get started. So I have 3 doors in my classroom, one out to the main intermediate hallway, one over here that leads out to the back hallway. We're the only classroom that empties onto that hallway. And that's the way that my students go in and out. Those are the textbooks for this year's class coming in. And then I have a door that leads out into the stairwell heading down to the library. So I'm looking at having about 27 students in here as of next week. No, the desks will not be staying like this. They've been cleaned, and that's why they're sitting that way, separately, kind of old-fashioned-y. I do have a quasi smart board. It's about, it's not quite as intelligent as a regular smart board. I don't have the responsive screen. It's hooked up directly to my whiteboard. But my whole group instruction area will be up there at the front. Not really sure if that's where I'm going to be keeping my math manipulatives this year. Likely not. There's my What Stuck With You Today board. I'm actually changing that for this September. There's a bookcase over there that has some contact paper on it. I usually have it turned the other way with some mason jars with art supplies that the students need. The one large filing cabinet that I have, I can show you inside of that. I don't actually use it for anything for myself. This is where things go that the students require. So art supplies, I have a teaching partner who is uber organized, and she put all of her construction paper in a hanging file last year, and I thought that was just wonderful. So I did the same thing, except in a file cabinet where the students have access. So coming over to this side, my classroom library was over here in this corner last year. I'm thinking about moving it to the back of the room so that students have a view of the school library when they're sitting reading quietly. Yes, I have things piled higher than I should for fire code, but I needed to get everything off the floors for the custodians. My classroom duties were just on this cabinet last year. Definitely going to have to do something different this year. And then teacher supplies, manuals, that sort of thing were on this shelf, and we use this bulletin board under the clock for our SMART goals. I've got a U-shaped table for small group instruction, some stools. I don't know where my stools are, but I do have stools for the kids for under there. Made an excellent trip to IKEA last week, found this nice tall chair in the as-is section, and for $14 off, I really couldn't find anything wrong with it. So that was an excellent purchase. And a couple of other little odds and sods over here, a bookcase that is new for me this year, which is really nice. The one filing cabinet that I use for my files, lesson plans, unit plans, handouts for various subjects, parent contact information, that sort of thing. Yes, I have a refrigerator in my classroom. Please don't tell health and safety. But it usually goes under a table with a nice cloth over top so you can't tell. I do have a teacher desk in my classroom. I used to be an instructional coach, and one of the things that I worked with staff in various schools on was the learning environment, and I was a big proponent of getting rid of the teacher desk. So I helped lots of other teachers get rid of their teacher desk and set up their classrooms. Oh, there are my stools. And set up their classrooms without teacher desks. And I put my money where my mouth was last year, and I got rid of my teacher desk And I think it was the end of May or the beginning of June, I realized after some self-reflection that, the students were so attached to having their own space, and I really wanted tables in here, but unfortunately there just weren't enough to go around in the school. But they were so attached to having a little bit of space to call their own that I let them keep some things in their desks themselves. Their notebooks and things, their duotangs, were in subject-specific bins at the front of the room so that if I needed to check something, I had quick access. But I realized I didn't have kind of a landing place, and I really missed that. And I thought, if I'm being responsive to the needs of the learner, I have to remember that I'm a learner in the space as well. So if I need a bit of a landing space for 3:30 when the students are gone home, or 7:30 when I arrive in the morning, I need to be respectful of that need in myself as well. So I did bring back my teacher desk. From time to time, the kids would sit there, and that's fine as long as I don't have anything personal or either for myself or for one of their classmates, then I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, so I think I'm going to start the year with the teacher desk this year, and we'll see what happens to it as the year progresses. So I have my work cut out for me today. My goal is to have all of this set up before I go home for the night, so that the rest of the week can be spent focused on planning. So there you have it. This is the before shot of my classroom, or the before video. And there's my coworker texting to tell me to come downstairs to let her in. Yeah, so there you have it. And I will take another video when I get everything set up. Bye for now.